All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, everything's good.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Can we start?
Yeah. Well, I think we could wait like 5 more minutes and let's start in 5 minutes.
Of
So
course. Sure.
yeah, to just gather uh, more people here. And I'm gonna say again, please guys, just share it so more people join the space and more people can learn about the project and its perks and everything. It's gonna be interesting space because we will cover up everything, like every part from for BFG, starting from the gameplay perspective, then finishing with economies, tokenomics, and sustainability, and every other part of the game, basically of the project. So yeah, I'm Mile. I'm the founder and CEO of Battle for Geostone. You can follow me on Twitter as well to uh, not to miss any updates of the project or me, and I will be hosting some giveaways myself there. So make sure to follow. And yeah, Stefan, I think we can start the show and with everything.
Perfect. So my name is Stefan. I am the content writer for Battle for Geostone, and I'll be interviewing Mile, who is the CEO of this project. First of all, Mile, this is the first Battle for Geostone Twitter Talks. How do you feel? How are you feeling at the moment?
Well, it feels great to host to be in Twitter Space and talk live in like for to our community, and we feel like this is the way to communicate properly with the community, and yeah, I feel good and everything's great.
Amazing, perfect. So, first and foremost, let's start with the most important question. What is the Battle for Geostone?
Yeah. All right. So, Battle for Houston is a multiplayer online battle arena game where two teams fight between each other to kill creeps, to kill enemies, to kill towers, structures, and destroy the enemy base. So basically, the one that will destroy the enemy base will win the game, and yeah, that's the game. So but the Battle for Houston project, not as a game but as like whole project from the web3 industry, is something bigger, and it's so to be able to understand the bigger picture, we are trying to mix two things, which are yeah, that's the and finance, which makes the gamify thing, right? And
Yeah.
so it's kind of tricky to mix those two things, and it needs to be done very carefully because of a couple of reasons. The first reason would be we all know what happened to many games out there that tried to mix finance and gaming, right? We have seen many economies fall, and we have seen many projects die in because of some things they did. Not, I'm not saying that they didn't know, because nobody knows. This is something that is around like year and a half, and it's something new that's never been done, and that's why all these other projects and everyone is working in the edge, basically on the edge. So me, I try to learn from others mistakes. So that's the easiest way to learn something from other people's mistakes, and try to avoid every one of them, or every one of the mistakes other projects made in Battle for Houston. So yeah, that's Battle for Houston basically.
Basically, that's like walking on thin ice. You're careful not to make any mistake because the whole thing could crash very easily. Yeah, we've seen that happen to a lot of economies. So let's go back for a little bit. What was the main idea? What caused you to think of Battle for Geostone? Everyone knows that you're a Dota player. You hosted tournaments in Macedonia. What brought the love for MOBA gaming in your specific situation?
Well, yeah. So first, I got into the blockchain gaming not long ago, but I mean I got in like March last year when was just starting. I mean with the boom they started way earlier, but the boom and the hype came then. Like I started that then, and I started actually working with Sky Mavis on community protection. So what we were doing is basically there were some scammers in the Discord, in their Discord, and basically what we did is we were uh, trying to shut down fake websites, and we were doing all that stuff, right, to protect the Axie community from scammers and fake website. So that's how I got into Web3 gaming. Then I was interested in Axie, right? I had my own guild in Axie, and so these things, like I fell in love with Web3 gaming because all the possibilities that it can bring, the NFTs and all that stuff. So uh, then after maybe like 4 or 5 months with them, it was I was seeing how the community reacts, what they need, what they want, and I actually realized that yeah, Axie is okay, but uh, people, real gamers, would need something different to be able to
Yes,
play gamers, and right, because Axie, yeah, it's a game, but and you need skill to play the Axie, as yeah, right, but the way the economy was designed and the way they promoted the game as play to earn and that everyone could make a living out of it, well, I feel that it was a little bit wrong, but like they were doing things on the edge as well, and it's not wrong. Like nobody knows how it will go. It can go both ways. So yeah, I
yes,
worked on many on their mistakes, and then I realized that okay, there is no single mobile game in this space, and there is no information that someone is building a mobile game in this space, and people love mobile games, and people like to play games like this and they enjoy it. So what if I create something that will be that gamers will actually play even if there was no blockchain involved, right? And what if I
yes,
build something cool, and like what if I build something really cool, right, that
yeah.
can that's playable, and and have the finance part involved. And that's how the initial idea of Battle for Geostone was born. Then what I want to say this, like how I started. I actually downloaded Warcraft 3 map editor, that stuff.
Uh-huh.
So it's like a game map editor, custom games map editor, and I just started putting trees, terrains, shit like that. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, it was so funny. Like I was that I actually started like that to build the map and how the game will look from the first day, and then it was just an idea. So then we started working on it more seriously, and yeah, here we are now having a fully playable game on like our own game and our own team, and everything came together. Basically, we meet the right people that helped us a lot through this journey, and yeah, that's it.
That's amazing, man. Okay, based in my opinion, Battle for Geostone definitely has the potential to become the first mainstream game to be popular in the Web3 space. I mean, Axie is popular, but we can all agree that Dota 2 and League of Legends were the things that popularized gaming throughout the entire world. And esports is the reason for that. I mean, they have large tournaments. Battle for Geostone's foundation is esports. Why do you think that esports are the way to go? I mean, what's your history in esports? You didn't mention that. Have you won any tournaments? Do you like to compete? I have the feeling that you like to compete a lot, and you have hosted a few tournaments. But for everyone that doesn't know, can you share a bit of your experience in that?
Yeah, right. So yeah, I was playing Dota 2 for a while. Like I started to play from like 2018, late 2018. I played in a couple of regional tournaments, nothing so serious, but yeah, generally I want to compete. I like to compete, and I also like I love to host tournaments. So my passion for creating for hosting tournaments was always very high, and I love to host tournaments, not just in Dota but in other esports games as well. And I believe that the esports is actually the way to go because of couple of things. First, they can make the economy self-sustainable. Like right currently, the game economies are dependent on new players. So if there are no new players in the economy, it's slowly starting to crash. And I think that
Yeah,
esports,
exactly.
yeah, like esports is key thing when it comes to long term sustainability for a couple of reasons. Why? First, because uh, what's esports in the first place, right? Esports is sport basically. People are competing and there are people watching them, right? So
Yes, you're not
basically,
clicking buttons and getting tokens in return.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
You're
data entry job that you just put things in an Excel sheet. This one has colors. You press this, and then you get a token in return. So this is
yeah,
much more different. Time,
yeah.
effort,
I
and
mean,
skill.
yeah, I mean the esports in general. What is esports first, right? So esports is like real sports. Two people are competing and people are watching them. And why is esports so popular? Is because it triggers emotions. That
Yes,
like
exactly.
emotions is the key. Is why people are watching football first place. So they want that they're seeing uh, professional players perform, and they want to be like them, or or like they're amazed by their skills. So it's the exactly same thing in esports. People are watching professional athletes in esports compete, and they want to be just like them. Oh my god, look at this guy, what he did, I want to do this. And all these
Yes,
emotions,
exactly.
even if you play, if you don't watch, right? Even if you play, the game triggers emotions. You want to be better than your opponent. You want to outplay your enemy. You want to outsmart your enemy. It's all the emotions that matter in this type of sports. And esports is the same thing, basically like sport. And that's one thing why I believe that esports can sustain economies, because people love watching how others compete. And let's imagine that some team with 1 million followers plays our tournament, right? Then there will be all these guys cheering for them and learning the game. And even if they are not playing, they will still watch the game and have fun because their favorite team is playing, right? And
Yes, exactly.
what that brings on the table, sponsorships. So people like Mercedes, like companies like Mercedes, BMW, Monster Energy, Red Bull, Intel, every one of them is sponsoring esports tournaments. Why? Because people love to watch esports, and they have benefits for promoting them there. And that's it. So
Exactly.
so sponsors can always bring fresh capital into the whole ecosystem and into the whole economy. And that is something that will make the economy sustainable in the first place. Having fresh capital always, not dependent on new players. So let's say the so let's imagine this. We have only 1,000 people playing the game, but those 1,000 people are actually mm, are actually so good at the game, and everyone wants to watch them. They are so funny, and there is like 100,000 people watching them. Sponsors are still interested because a lot of people are watching them. So basically, you can create sustainable economy for those 1,000 people forever, just because people want to watch them and see an advertisement from the sponsors. The
Exactly.
advertisement is on the streams, on their nicknames, in like forms that it's not even noticeable for players and for the spectators and for the people that watch, and they are not distracted by that. So it's so yet so simple, but yet so hard to be achieved, because first you need to make the game really fun to play, and secondly, if the game is fun, it needs to be competitive, perfectly balanced, and at the third place, you have to host tournaments. You need to have real teams and esports brands playing the game and compete, and you need people, their fans, to watch the game. Those things combined are bringing up the perfect esport opportunity for the games to get sponsorships and actually start creating sustainable economies. And that's one way to make the economy sustainable. There's more ways as well, but that is one key thing, and why I want to make Battle for Giostone esports game.
That's an amazing answer, man. So the main point is that the game is interesting and fun for the players and spectators alike. When you have five people on a close map and a dragon that summons every couple of minutes with few power-ups, and you have to destroy the tower, I mean, fireworks are gonna happen and at either side of the map. Plus, you have the option for casters. If the casters bring in their own personality, you have the potential to become viral, which brings even more capital and all those sorts of things. So now let's get a little bit into the game. So there are 6 classes of heroes. Would you like to go a bit into each class? How are they going to work, as well as the abilities? Because there are a lot of things that can be said about that.
Yeah, sure. So unlike other MOBA games, this one actually has a little bit different mechanics and in terms how the game works with the heroes. So basically, I am sure that if you know Dota, you have all played Ability Draft. So we have in Battle for Geostone, we are starting with 6 base classes and base model for heroes. So there are like 6 characters that you could choose and then create your perfect hero by combining that class with any 4 abilities from the 72 abilities that are out there. So in Battle for Geostone, there is 72 abilities and 6 classes. So when you combine the class with 4 abilities, then you will form your hero basically, and you will play that hero in the game. So that being said, there are like more than 3 million combinations in the game for heroes. You can make more than 3 million unique heroes, and imagine the fun is not ending. You can always create new heroes with unique abilities and try new strategies and how to get to beat other teams with those strategies. So yeah, the basically it's the hero is combination of class and 4 abilities that you can think of, plan, and execute and get those abilities. And it's based on team play. So it's not just about the abilities and the hero. You can, because there is no good or bad abilities or good and bad hero. It's all about the strategy you will make. So which class will you choose? What is your team composition, and what abilities are? So if that all is okay together, if that's fine together, if they work together, and then your teammates' abilities work together as well, and you play good strategy to outsmart, outplay, and outkill your enemy team, then you will win the game basically. So there's like many things that you need to gather together to be able to compete on high level. You need to build a hero, and but not just any hero, that you need to consider your team and you need to play around their playstyle, and you need to know what your enemy has and what he does. So yeah, there's like the games like this are all about momentum basically.
Perfect.
So every click you make a decision. Yeah.
That's amazing. So let's go a little bit into the abilities and the heroes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that I want to create a ranged wizard, and there are
Mm-hmm.
ranged wizard abilities. Do I, as a
Mm-hmm.
player, need to set up all four ranged wizard abilities to become a stronger hero, to have a stronger champion? And what are the chances that I get all those heroes? For example, if the meta is not changing at the moment, for example, it changes in a month, will that lead to oversaturation with the same types of heroes? If we find out that one type of ability works, for example, lasso or something like that, how will that work?
Well, yeah, there will be always meta that some combination that will work better and that will be proven better than others. But first, you can get your combination from the marketplace. You can buy a hero that already owns these abilities from the marketplace. And second, if you don't find that hero, then you can forge that from the game. To forge a hero, you would need the in-game credits that you will be earning in the game. So when you win each match, you will get a little bit of GST, and then you can use those GST to basically forge a hero. And that's how it works. But to choose abilities, you're not guaranteed to get the abilities you want when you choose a hero. So there is like percentage, that's percentage based. And if let's say you want a range assassin with lasso and some other two abilities, you're not guaranteed. If you forge it, you're not guaranteed to get it, but it will cost you less. GST, it will cost you GST. But if you want the hero with exact abilities that you want to have, then you can use the marketplace and buy the hero for someone else and basically have that hero. And about the over population of those heroes, uh, it, it makes sense, but those heroes will not. It's not one versus one game. It's game where there are 10 people basically. So
Yes,
everyone.
exactly.
So even if you have that combination, you need your team to have the right combination to be able to win your game. It doesn't mean that if you have this hero, you can win the game alone. That's not possible. So you need to basically have gather your team and see what works here with your team strategy.
Okay, that's great. So let's get a little bit more into the abilities. So there are common, rare, and legendary types of abilities.
Uh, Actually, that's not relevant anymore, and there is like all the abilities are the same except for their SWOT. So they can be first, second, third, and ultimate.
Aha, okay, so that makes it a little bit less complicated because
Yeah.
instead of billions of heroes, now we have millions of heroes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's nice. Now let's get into the gameplay. How long will a match last? Is it gonna be like 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes? When will Geo spawn? What kind of power-ups will you get? How many level ups will you have? Will there be in-game items? All those sorts of things.
Yeah, all right. So one problem that we see in games like Dota or League of Legends are there. It feels like, especially Dota, it feels that if I want to play one pub game, I need to spend like 45 minutes from my wife, like together. It's okay when you're a kid, but not everyone have the time to spend 1 hour per game.
Exactly.
And I feel like. Shorter games are better, but competitive short games. So one BFG match would last about 20 minutes, I'd say, a maximum. And we have planned a surprise to what happens after that. So there will be another victory condition rather than the one condition we all know to destroy the enemy ancient.
Ooh, so that's nice. That's something to think about. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so the mechanics will be you are in the near the main tower, you buy items, you go out, you fight the people, you gank, you win. Do you get power-ups for your creeps? Do you get power-ups for
All
your
right. Yeah.
heroes?
So that's related to the dragon. So Geo is a unique character that will spawn every 4 minutes, and it will spawn three times during a match. So first there will be like delay from like first 5 minutes for the laning stage, and then it spawns three times each four
Excuse me, Mila,
minutes.
can I pause you for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Fly to the Moon, you requested access to speak. We are going to have a questions aspect in about 15 to 20 minutes, so you will be able to ask your questions then. Is that okay? Sure, that's going to be okay. Okay, so Mila, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, the dragon is basically after the laning stage and the first 5 minutes, the dragon will spawn three times in every 4 minutes. So first dragon will it the first dragon will be spawned in minute 9, and then like every 4 minutes it will be spawned. And when you kill the first dragon, you will basically get power up for the creeps, and your creeps will become stronger. With the second one, the creeps will become even stronger, or like 20% more, and the third stone will actually power up heroes and empower heroes. So when you kill the dragon will drop a stone. So whoever picks up the stone will have their team will have the power up. If you die, you lose the stone. So it's basically something like Divine Rapier from Dota, and if you die, you're losing the stone, and the enemy team can pick it up in their inventory, and then like keep playing, and that's one of the comeback mechanics that we have in the game, ganking the enemy with the stone and taking the stone from them.
That increases ganking, or maybe somebody from the players will want to return to the base while the other four maybe retreat, maybe the support will stay there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it creates a load of opportunities. So, okay, let's go into the classes. There are warriors, there are wizards, and there are assassins. What if somebody likes to play tanks or supports or marksmen or something like that? Will they be able to create these classes on their own, or will there be new heroes added into the game later on?
Well, yeah. So if you want to play tank, you can play warriors. Warriors are just like tanks because they have 40 strength and 20 agility and 20 intelligence. So basically, you can create your perfect hero and your perfect class as you wanna say, like you say tank or whatever. So you would want to create a hero that comes from warrior class, and then get abilities that have health regen, or maybe magic resistance more, or like something like that, damage blocking, and then you have your tank. If you want to be focused more on abilities, you would create a wizard class, with because they have a lot of mana. You would want to create a hero with uh, with more abilities that are mana consuming and high damage output, or like stuns or disables. So that it's basically the abilities you choose are making your hero what you want to be in the game, and there is always counter to everything. So
Oh, yes, that's a wise thing to implement. So now let's get a little bit into the tokenomics. There are two main tokens. One is BFG, which is the governance, one that can be used outside of the game, that can be traded, and one is GST, which is non-blockchain and can be only earned inside the game, that can be traded for BFG and used to forge new heroes. Will people be able to play the game for free, or will they have to have an NFT? How much GST would they need? How will that exactly work?
okay, so yeah, we believe that everyone should be able to play the game for free. There's no way to make the game closed or just for people that will buy something. So yeah, the game will be free. You can actually open the launcher, go into the game, and play a game. Every week there will be 10 free heroes that we will be combining abilities, and every week like there is uh, free 10 heroes that everyone can play them. So with the free heroes, you are not actually getting GST after each match, but you can still climb the leaderboards. You can still play with a team, with your friends and still have fun. So if you want to enter the ecosystem and actually earn portion from the GST and be able to forge more heroes, then you need to purchase one NFT hero and then start playing to actually earn GST after each match. So uh, yeah, GST is in-game credits only that are not tokens on the blockchain or something. So though their purpose is just to create more heroes and forge more heroes. So you as a player could play and forge new heroes to be able to climb the ranks, to make a team and play in leagues, because we will want to have a lot of leagues, a lot of esports tournaments that will be hosted, and people would be actually motivated to. And they will. Everyone will need to have more heroes to be able to basically keep to the meta and win. And about BFG, so about BFG token, that's a limited supply token. It's capped at 150 million BFG, and the token utilities are basically to function as the currency of the game. So first, we will have skins in the game that will be also NFTs and can be traded on the secondary marketplace. So you can use those skins to make your hero look better, to just feel better if you have those skins, right? Because everyone wants to buy skins in the game that are not making your hero any better. It's just the look. And then we have a compendium that we're planning to do. So it's like similar to Dota 2 Battle Pass and Compendium League of Legends, if you're familiar what is it. And yeah, there will be even more cosmetics with the compendium coming, and basically BFG will function as the currency of the game. And why we need BFG is because of these things and also gas. So we are building an Avalanche ecosystem and we want to have our own subnet. So BFG will be the currency for our own blockchain that will be used as gas, basically. And BFG, yeah, that's the utility of BFG. And also you could stake BFG to earn to earn more of the token, and actually use that in the marketplace and all that stuff. And there is something else that we are planning to do, but it's still not confirmed. But I can tell the idea is revenue sharing. So BFG holders would be actually able to earn portion of the revenue from the game. Yeah.
Okay, we're not gonna go too deep into that. We're gonna leave it for another announcement. So this will be like a sneak peek of revenue sharing. Okay, so let's go a little bit into content creators, maybe casters, all those sorts of people. What if there are guilds that say, okay, we want to play, they want to play? Will they be able to create their own skins? Everyone wants to have their own skin. I mean, that's the highest thing that you can ever do as a MOBA gamer, to have your own skin and have other people playing it. Will that be some of the rewards from the tournaments? How will that work? Or will it only be Battle for Geostone tokens, maybe USD prizes, maybe sponsorships from companies like Mercedes, as we mentioned? How will that work for content creators, guilds, all those sorts of people?
Yeah. Okay. So we are actually speaking to some brands and organizations from Web2 to join our tournaments at first, and then based on like who is the best team in our game and who is the best organization, who is the best guild, then we will have some guilds and teams that are so important, and we will give them the opportunity to create their own assets, which will be tradable and will be skins. So yeah, you can expect some crazy teams skins in Battle for Justin for sure.
Okay, so how will we handle toxic players? I mean, in MOBA games, everyone wants to be a little bit toxic. Everyone wants to type in easy at the end of the match, or maybe good game, well played, something like that. Will there be a system where people can be toxic without fearing of being banned, or will they be banned? How will that work? And
Well,
I think everyone has it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So every game from the MOBA genre is toxic. That's for sure. Because what triggers toxicity is that they want to be better than the other one. So that's something that I think we cannot avoid. But sure, there will be like some I don't know, like uh, rules that everybody needs to follow, and there will be punishment for low behavior score users that will communicate, that will violate communication rules and all that. So yeah, we know that people want to be better, but they need to watch what are they talking, right? Because yeah, I've been toxic myself sometimes. It's just the
Everyone
emotion.
has.
Yeah, like when your teammate is refusing to do what it needs to be done in the game, you kind of want to, you don't want to play with them anymore. You just kind of want to leave the game, abandon the game, or I don't know, whatever. You just don't care. But yeah, there are some things that we are trying, that we're considering regarding this. And yeah, every user will have their behavior score based on communications, reports, and all that stuff. And then that score will tell us what to do. And the punishment would be something like earning less tokens if your behavior score is less than particular number, or maybe some punishment pool when you play only with same people like you that are all toxic, and it becomes so hard
Oh,
to
that's
win.
nice.
So yeah, that's one of the strategies that we are looking at
A
regarding that.
room full of toxic people. Oh, who's gonna be the most toxic there?
uh,
Yeah, I've never seen that happen, but it's gonna be funny to see. Okay, so let's go into matchmaking for a little bit. Let's say that someone has a free NFT, no, not a free NFT, somebody has a free hero. Will they be matched up only with people who have free accounts, or will they be matched up with people who have NFTs? How will
no.
that work?
Yeah, so yeah, people that have free heroes can play versus people with NFTs. That's not separated. So yeah, it's one server, and everyone can play with everyone. It doesn't matter if you have free hero. If you're still good, you will still beat people with NFTs if you know what are you doing in the game.
Okay, so apart from having the classical and the ranked modes, there will also be a story mode. Can you tell us a bit more about the NPCs? What will the lore look like? Something, or will we leave at that for another surprise?
Yeah, so story mode is planned to be like yeah, campaign mode that will be like progress. You have progress there, so when you finish that, that's it. You finish the story mode. So that will be something that is not still. We have some plans and we have ideas about it, but it's still not made, or it's not even started, to be honest. So yeah, let's leave it for later.
Okay, so we have about 20 minutes left. Is there anyone else who would like to ask a question, maybe become a speaker themselves to share their thoughts, or should I continue asking questions? Let's see. Okay, so if anyone wants to join in, they can just request to become a speaker. So, Mile, another thing, Battle for Geostone tokens are capped at 150 million. Apart from governance, they're going to be used for some other things. But what will happen when all of those tokens are given out? What will be the vesting schedule, all those things? Because nobody likes all of the tokens to be given right at the start, and then all of the investors are planning to sell. Is there a vesting schedule or something like that? Can you explain to the people?
Well, you can see the tokenomics and the vesting schedules in our website. So it's on the tokenomics menu. It's actually explained all the vesting schedules and all that stuff. So basically, the BFG is not an inflationary token; it's fixed cap supply token. And yeah, as many as we as many are as tokens are on the streets, just becomes better and better for the community, because it becomes the whole story becomes natural, and everyone can use them, for the real utility which we talked about. And if you weren't here the last time, I will mention that again. What is the use cases of BFG? So one of the most important BFG use case is revenue sharing that I won't speak too much about, but yeah, just so you know, there will be a revenue sharing for BFG holders with the whole revenue that's gonna be generated in the Battle for Geostone game. And another thing would be staking. Then we have the in-game cosmetics that will be sold and bought with BFG. Then we have the marketplace. The marketplace currency will be based on BFG too. So if you want to do anything in the game, you will need to buy BFG and own BFG basically.
Okay, another interesting thing is that your co-founder is Tiban or 1437, who is a famous player from Dota. How did you two meet? And did you both get the idea together, or was it completely your idea? How will that work? And why do you think that the brink of Web3 is connecting Web2 gamers to this space? In my opinion, everyone from Web2 will eventually want to transition to Web3 because, I mean, earning from games has always been around. You can look at Second Life, you can look at World of Warcraft, you're selling gold, Metin, all those sorts of games. Don't you think that people from the Web2 space still don't know enough about the Web3 space, or do they need an extra push to see how easier it gets when you
Mm,
have
it's not
everything
easy
given?
actually. It's not easy actually. It's so hard and so complicated. I'm being honest. It's not easy and it's so hard. So to join from Web 2 to Web 3, you either need to have some experience with blockchain, but if you don't have and you don't have someone to bring you into the Web3, you will be lost. You will not know what to do. It's all super complicated, and you at some point you will say, oh, okay, fuck this, so I'm out. So yeah, I believe that the bridge from Web 2 and Web 3 is will eventually happen, but because of uh, because of games needs to do it to make it simple for people that are not familiar with Web 3. So basically, like in our game, we have the free to play aspect. So nobody don't have to do nothing. You just download the game and you play. That's it. So simple as that. You create account, you play the game. So after a while, eventually you become interested why these guys have different heroes than yours, and all that stuff, and you will learn about the Web3 stuff and how to forge hero or anything. And eventually you'd be interested to learn then at that point. But first, if I force you to join as Web3 by NFT, it's so complicated and people are even starting to hate them from Web2 gaming. But eventually, yeah, the time will come and people will understand what's going on and how to get into. But yeah, I'd say for traditional Web2 gamer to join Web3 now, there have to be a strong reason. Let's say your friend wants you in and he is showing you somebody has to bring you in. You cannot just randomly come in Web3.
Yes, exactly.
And about Tiban, so yeah, I met him through Axie. Then we chatted a couple of times, and I know he is very very smart guy and and knows many people in this space. So yeah, we felt that doing this together would be the right thing, and yeah, we just went for it.
It clicked between you. Another thing that's interesting, a lot of people are talking about in the crypto space is that for Web2 gamers or Web2 people in general, if they want to be integrated into the crypto space, the whole blockchain thing, the whole crypto thing needs to become invisible because you're making BFG to be completely invisible for the blockchain part at first. You're just giving them a free account, they can play, you can earn rewards, you earn these tokens, and then maybe if you're good enough and win those tournaments, you can exchange these tokens on a DEX. The first guys who play from the Web2 space won't even have an idea what a DEX is. And if somebody wants to come in and play, can they use something like a credit card to just buy tokens, buy a compendium? Because if they have to go and buy Ethereum, then go to a DEX, then exchange that DEX to a BFG token, then transfer that BFG token to a wallet, then connect that wallet to BFG and then transfer that BFG to GST, the entire process becomes so difficult that they even get scared of doing it. How will they guess the correct
Yeah,
address? Will
yeah,
they
yeah.
sign the transaction?
Exactly. Yeah, that was one of the possibilities that we are thinking of. So we'd actually give people option to buy GST with credit card. So that's the easiest way to solve this problem with Web2 gamers, and they would. But yeah, at some point they will realize how easy it is to use the blockchain and use the tokens. But until then, we need options for all these people to bring them in. And yeah, credit cards and using credit cards to buy tokens and skins is yeah, like the perfect scenario that we would want to, I think. And we
That's
are
amazing.
looking, yeah, and we are looking for such option already, looking possibilities.
Another thing that you mentioned in a previous discussion is that GST can be converted into BFG, but the other way around will not work. That is very important because whales won't be able to accumulate a lot of things. It's a true decentralization principle, in my opinion. I mean, the game itself has a centralization with the game itself has a, but still no one from the outside will be able to control the price, make massive fluctuations as we see in other games where people are starting to leave because of the price of the token. And there's also an algorithm that calculates the price of a new hero based on things like network activity, how many heroes have been exchanged on the marketplace, how many heroes have been forged, how many people are playing. Can you explain a little bit about the algorithm and why this is the best solution to having a BFG and GST token, from which one is blockchain based and the other one is in-game credits?
Yeah, so the in-game credits are basically designed first to have a user-friendly experience. A second thing, to be able to do things such as the credit card scenario that we talked about. If it was in blockchain, it would be so hard to do that. But with GST, it makes a lot of things easier and less complicated. So with the GST not being able to be bought, we are just preventing people from mass forging heroes for no reason. So if you want to forge a hero, you either need to have some, you know, to have people playing, and people could trade these heroes, create heroes and trade. So if you want to sell heroes on the marketplace, you would need to play the game. And if you're just ordinary team, esports team that is looking to participate in tournaments, then you can still buy heroes from the marketplace. But to forge a hero, you need to play the game. But to forge a hero, forge it. So yeah, we believe that prevents so many bad things from happening, and it also prevents from inflation basically. So people are not able to sell, to buy low and sell high on the GST.
Yes, I think Playtone Gaming has the true spirit of cryptocurrency, in my opinion, because let's compare, for example, BFG to just Bitcoin, the basic cryptocurrency. You're buying a processor that does work based on its capacity. In this situation, where you have a game, you're adding another element, which is a human being who uses their time, effort, and skills, which creates value, which makes it one of the perfect projects to become mainstream. Now, does anyone else have a question? Fly to the Moon, you requested access before. Would you like to ask a question now? No, I don't think so. Mile, would you like to say something at the end?
Well, I think we covered most of the things. So yeah, we have a public sale coming soon for our BFG token and an IDO next month most likely, and then we will consider doing the NFT pre-sale for the heroes as well as launching our closed alpha version of the game for exclusively for NFT hero owners. So yeah, just make sure to follow us and be around because things will be happening quickly. We will be revealing gameplay and we will be giving beta test roles in our Discord soon so people could actually try the game and give feedback for us to improve everything. So yeah, that's it. And if someone have any question, just feel free to ask. And yeah, don't hesitate.
Thank you, Mile, for your time. This was an excellent discussion. If anyone has any questions, they can message Mile directly, or they can write in Discord. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Discord, check out our website, and all those sorts of things. Thank you, everyone, for your time, and we're going to see you again next week at the same time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you. Bye.